Yes, we've been covering safety of a nation and your protection is of utmost importance. Now, this is not just in big moments. The holidays are here. We need to be safe, but in your everyday life. Depends if you're thinking about your car, your health, your homes, your business, your families. You need to stay protected. You need to stay safe. And that is why we have Sanlam Allianz Insurance in the house, bringing the strength of two major financial giants under one roof. And today, we want to understand what this actually means for customers, for businesses, and for the insurance landscape in Kenya. Good morning, Mr. George.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's a delight that you've taken the time to join us today. This is one of those interviews I found out about last week, and I was like, man, cannot wait for 2nd of December when we get to have a chat. Please,
insurance.
I am a terrible liar.
Okay.
That is the one quality about myself that I wear as a badge of honor.
Okay.
I'm a terrible liar. Okay. The reason why insurance excites me is because, one, they steal a lot of mistrust when it comes to insurance. And so we occupy the space where we're here to make sure that we can demystify a lot of the assumptions that are made and get a lot more people to be covered. That is why I'm excited. But I want to start on a very light note. The holidays are here. Yeah. What is the one thing that excites you about the holidays, Christmas?
I think it's the chill in the people. Everybody's relaxed. Everybody's being nice to each other.
Yeah.
You know, for us who live in Nairobi, everybody goes away. So you drive around so easily. You get around nice. You know.
Yeah.
So I love Christmas for that, and obviously then time to get together with family and friends. You know, celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody who tends to celebrate the holidays in the city is always like, yeah, best time for you to move around, best time for you to just, ease. And sometimes the wishful thinking we have is that the city, that can be like our normal everyday life. But guess what? The city is only getting more and more populated. Now, I want us to shift gears to celebrations. Yeah, December is all about celebrations, the holidays, so many milestones that people celebrate, but there's an incredible milestone that, Sanlam and Allianz General Insurance are celebrating. So maybe we could start things from there. We have to start by giving you your flowers. Congratulations on this merger. What is it? When did it happen? And what's the one thing that we need to look forward to?
Yeah, so Wednesday last week was the official kickoff. We had our rebrand event on that day, but this has been 2 years in the working. So since September 2023, Sanlam and Allianz got together, forming a JV, bringing together Sanlam, which is the largest really insurance organization in Africa, and Allianz, which is the world's largest insurance brand. So it's the biggest insurer by a mile. And these two came together to form this entity called Sanlam Allianz that then seeks to deepen insurance in Africa. So bringing the knowledge that Sanlam has about Africa and the capability of Allianz from around the world. And, the theory then being that bringing this together, local knowledge, international expertise, we should get this insurance dial finally moving. It's been stuck at the same place for a long, long time. Kenya is bad. It's worse in many other countries in Africa. So this goes into 26 countries around the continent. So it's a really exciting milestone for us, for our clients, for our staff members. So December, will even be brighter because of this.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
A marriage written in the stars. Now, to an ordinary Kenyan that is listening to this and is like, what does this have to do with me? What does it mean for me? What does this change signal for an ordinary Kenyan that is listening to us right now?
Yeah, so the two parts of it. For our existing customers is to really make sure that we raise the game even better. So we've got two big brands behind us. And for us as the local team, we then must make sure that our offerings, our service should get better, because our customers are watching, they are expectant. So really it's to make sure then that what we give them is top notch, is what they'd expect from leadership in insurance in the world. For people who don't do business with us, one, yes, it's the promise. It's a solid brand. So the first thing is insurance is risk. So balance sheet matters. So you want to put your insurance in a place where you are certain that when that event happens, then will come through for you.
True.
But then it's then how do you become more innovative, to offer more products, to reach bigger numbers? How do you enable financial inclusion, because we've got big numbers of people who don't have access to insurance? So thinking about digitizing our processes, our products, our systems. There's, it's a bag full, and as the year goes along, as time goes along, we'll be bringing some of those things to the fore. Yeah.
I like that. Digitizing being a very key component, which gives us, access to people that really would have, you have tools that then provide access for people. And I want to get from your perspective, maybe what the most common risks you've come across or claims you're seeing among Kenyan customers today, be it, Kenyan families, businesses. What are some of the common risks that you've seen?
So I don't know if you mean from an insurance perspective or from a risk perspective. From insurance, we see, so motor insurance tends to have the highest frequency. So that's what's commonly seen. And it's not just your car getting banged up and all, but then it's the financial loss, for business and all that. But it's also physical, because if you look at the number of people who are injured and disabled, and they are down and out, sometimes for life, because of this motor insurance issue, it's big numbers. I don't know if anybody has done any research around just the cost to healthcare that's coming out of motor insurance. So it's a big challenge. I know government has initiatives every now and then. I think there's a new campaign for December from NTSA.
Yes.
But it's very expensive. And to that note, I'd say enjoy your holidays, but enjoy them responsibly.
Correct.
It's expensive, it's painful, and it happens. But we see issues around, for example, we had disturbances, the Gen Z thing.
Yes.
A lot of businesses were destroyed, and many of them are SME built around a single person. Some of them actually have not been able to come back. Where there's insurance, we actually have seen a lot of payouts, enabling them then to restock their businesses and get back to life. There's the usual death, which is a reality, but funeral insurance, and of course the insurance we have is to form a WhatsApp group,
yes,
which could be insured and really dealt with by another party, and people can spend their money, on other things. Those are the kind of more common things that we see, in our faces here.
Yeah. Well, I want us to take a very quick short break, just have a look at the roads, and then come back and resume this conversation and look at, now that there is a merger, Sanlam Allianz Insurance, what are some of the products that really the businesses need to be on the lookout for, warming up to the new year? How then can we protect ourselves and just make sure that, lack of planning is planning to fail? Absolutely. Is how we put it. So how then can we make sure that ordinary Kenyans walk into the new year being fully protected, and why they need to have Sanlam Allianz Insurance at the back of their minds? Well, stick around. This is 9:84 in the morning with me, Fellaris and Chiko, and joined by George Kuria, who's the CEO, Sanlam Allianz General Insurance. If you have your questions, well, these are good time for you to shoot them out. 0701984984 is our WhatsApp line, or at 984 in the morning using the hashtag DriveInNN at the end. Well, traffic coming right up. Happy that there's someone who's given us a very solid traffic update, by the way, on our WhatsApp line.
Hear that? James just found a new way to curate his best life thanks to the new Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. Explore new ways to create with the slimmest and lightest Galaxy S25 Fan Edition phone. With an epic 50-megapixel ultra-wide lens and Galaxy AI video editing for precision detail content, you get the kind of quality that will make you say, clock it. Down for new ways to play? Level up with a powerful processor, larger vapor chamber, and immersive display for seamless gaming. Out with the old, in with the new. Galaxy S25 FE, your true AI companion.
Capital Traffic and Travel.
Well, how about you let us know what's going on those roads? Did get a message here. Your WhatsApp doesn't show what your name is, but we appreciate the update. You're talking about the expressway is jam-packed all the way from Airtel towards town, barely any movement. And then I think you got to the point where, you kind of knew what was happening, saying that it's a 3-car pile-up. That was the reason. If you're stuck there, at least, someone took the time to let us know exactly what's happening. Please let us know what's happening around you. 0701 984 984, or writing to us at 984 in the morning using the hashtag drive in Dublin at the end. Well, city roads looking quite busy, and that's across pretty much, from the west side to the east side, Jogor Road, traffic just as you're coming in towards Makadara, Ring Road, Kileleshwa, heading up towards Oloitoktok Road, slow moving traffic there. If you're on the highway, well, that's Mombasa Road, Uhuru Highway, traffic, Langata Road coming in towards Nyayo Stadium roundabout. Well, traffic flowing out of the CBD heading towards Westlands. You are experiencing traffic wherever you are. There's just traffic, but let us know what could be the reason behind that traffic. 0701984 or at 984 in the morning using the hashtag drive in Dublin at the end.
Capital Traffic and Travel. Coffee's on, and so is the music. You've found your morning show, Capital in the Morning with Chiko and Fellaris.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your Tim invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop it for a plan, pop it for me. Turn around and drop it for a plan, drop it for me. I'll rent a beach house in Miami. Wake up with no jammies. Lobster tail for dinner. Julio served that scampi. You got it if you want it. Got it if you want it. Said you got it if you want it. Take my wallet if you want it now. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Sex by the fire at night. Silk sheets and diamonds, all white. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. I'm talking trips to Puerto Rico. Say the word and we go. You can be my flica. Girl, I'll be a flico, mamacita. I would never make a promise that I can't keep. I promise that your smile ain't gonna never leave. Shopping sprees in Paris. Everything 24 carats. Take a look in that mirror. Now tell me who's the fairest. Is it you? Is it you? Is it me? Is it me? Say it's us. And I'll agree, baby. Jump in the Cadillac. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Anything you want, just to put a smile on it. You deserve it, baby. You deserve it all. And I'm gonna give it to you. Gold jewelry shining so bright. Strawberry champagne on us. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Sex by the fire at night. Silk sheets and diamonds, all white. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. You say you want a good time, but here I am, baby. Here I am, baby.
Well, one of the things that I like is knowing that you are tuned in. Let us know if you're getting us loud and clear. We are actually streaming live, so you can catch this part of the show on our stream that's on YouTube, on X, and on Facebook. You could always just continue vibing out with us on our WhatsApp line 0701984 Well, this is 984 in the morning. Myself, Fellaris, and Chiko, and of course joined by George Kuria, who's the CEO of Sanlam Allianz General Insurance. And we've been unpacking and looking at this incredible marriage between Sanlam and Allianz, and what it means for you as a business, what it means for you as someone who's looking to take up insurance. But now I want us to get into the practical matters, into the meat of the flesh. And one of the biggest assumptions that is made by a lot of people, SMEs, is that insurance is expensive and it's only for the big boys, for the big companies. And I want to hear from you, George, from your experience. Why should small businesses take insurance more seriously? And I'm happy that you even spoke to what we witnessed, the protests, and something that is starting to become maybe like a lot more frequent. And we need to safeguard our businesses and just make sure that our investment, that which we've worked so hard for, is protected. So why is this something that SMEs ought to take seriously, and what risks do you see SMEs underestimating the most?
Yeah, And that's important. So if you look at an SME, and the biggest risk is always around the founder. If you think about it, it's one person who's, taken the risk to set up a shop, a business, anything. It's around himself. Anything going wrong to him, for example, then he'll get shut down. That's the one big risk that we need to consider. So he himself needs to be protected because he wants that business probably into posterity, or if something happened to him, he's sick, he's disabled, he needs to get going. The second big thing is that obviously SMEs don't have big balance sheet. So if you think about a big entity, let's say Sanlam Allianz as an example, they've got big balance sheet, deep pockets. They probably are able to come out of, what could even be catastrophic events in a much better manner. They've thought about it, they've planned it out. But for an SME, probably your stock is the total worth of your business. And if it then goes down, you're starting from zero. In many occasions, you've got debt around it. You've borrowed maybe from your friends, your relatives, from the bank. So anything happening to you or to the stock, we've discussed the elections or the protests that happened before. We've seen fires happening, raising down whole buildings. That sets you back, way back, and whether you're able to come back is a big discussion. And even if you come back, then the time and pain it faces you then, is long.
Yeah.
If you then look at the cost of insuring that stock, the SME, it's really an insignificant amount compared to what it could cost you. So it's really important that SMEs consider this.
Well, it's, we really underestimate what risk looks like until it happens to you. And people are always trying to see how they can cut shortcuts in terms of just making sure that, the businesses are protected. But if we're to put numbers to it, now you have spoken to, if you to quantify the investment vis-a-vis what you're foregoing by not taking up insurance, it's a very insignificant cost. How insignificant is it? What sort of packages are available to at Sanlam Allianz? What should be the first priority that a business takes? For example, an SME that probably has a physical setup. What would be the cost aspect of it and what packages?
Yeah, so there's a whole spectrum of insurances that an SME should consider. Like I've said, the person himself should make sure they've got some medical insurance, they've got accident insurance around themselves.
Yeah.
There's Keyman insurance, and within Sanlam Allianz, we've got our life insurance business that does that kind of stuff. But you've got the stock, and if you look at the cost, it's it's in the region of probably 10% of the total stock value, for example, or even less. So it's affordable, and it's going to cover you through, say, things like fire. You can bring in the political risks into that, burglary. So it's not a big cost vis-a-vis the risk that then you're foregoing as the owner of the business.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's again, we can't have a conversation about insurance without looking at the single most frustrating thing when it comes to insurance, which is claims. And people will be very hesitant to take up a product because then either from experience or even just word of mouth having been it's still the single most effective form of marketing, but also does a lot of injustice to companies that really would have bad rep out here. What is the claims process, when it comes to Sanlam Insurance, and how do you ensure that your customers actually have smoother and faster claims processed?
Yeah, good question, because it's as frustrating to me running a company as it is to the customers sometimes. And to be very, very honest, we've not done a good job as insurers around this, and for various reasons. And so for us, in the short term, is to then address the root cause of some of the issues that then arise. So one is the technical competence. So it's something we're going to be emphasizing, very, very hard within Sanlam Allianz General. We must have competent people who understand insurance. On a good day, insurance is complicated.
Yeah.
For a technician like me. So you can imagine for the person out there. So the first thing is the person who's engaging with the person has to be really good, so that what we are selling to the public, we also understand it ourselves. So what I sell you is what I'm actually selling you, not what I think I'm selling you. The second thing is then breaking down the products, making them simpler, so that it's easy to understand as a buyer of insurance, who's a third party, who's not in the fine print, and just removing those things that people think are traps that we set there to escape paying claims.
Yeah.
But the third and third important thing we are working on is then our own processes. To make them simple, from day one, you're sure what is it you're supposed to do, what documents are needed, what are the steps that you're supposed to take. So I don't think the problem is really around how the claim gets settled. It's just the whole setup. And obviously the final one is then to convince, beg, cajole our teams to actually do the right thing. Because again, there's just the whole cultural thing of, and you don't understand the pain the person on the other side is going through. But for me, it's just another day in the office. And that's really where we are going to win. So training our people, encouraging them and motivating them to ensure that then they feel you, they put themselves in your shoes, because that's probably the first point of failure. So it's not going to be a single thing that is going to solve this problem. We are very determined, though, to make it work, making sure that all the factors that make this as painless as possible come together.
This is a partnership that always exists between the insurer and the client. And when it comes to claims, a lot of times people have a very passive relationship with the insurer, which is, I'll come, pay, get my whatever. Then when disaster strikes is when I start looking for a number for an RM, start trying to even find where the office is, because maybe you even went through a broker. So what would an ideal relationship look like between an insurer and its client, and in the instances where they choose to involve a third party? Because then the third parties also play a very significant role in terms of giving you access to customers. But when the claims come up, that's also another touch point that is not looked at.
Yes, and it's important. And for general insurance specifically, we find many clients prefer to come through with an agent or an insurance broker. And it's a good thing when you get a competent one, because then they've got a lot more understanding about this. They know which hoops to jump when. So it saves you the trouble and the pain. But it's important then you as the client to understand what you're paying for, understand the competence of then the person you're using as your intermediary. Are they actually good, or are they fly by night? Will they be there when there's a problem? So that's sort of your due diligence in the first instance. And then the insurer they are working with, then they'll come through for you, when you've got a problem. With a good broker, a good agent, many times some of the pain that people go through is really overcome. But obviously then if you're not using the right person, they're not going to be there when you've got a problem, or the insurer on the other side doesn't really care about what they're doing, then you have a challenge. Beyond that is then creating more communication lines that enable you to come directly to us if you want to, so that whilst you've got your broker and your agent, but if you really feel you need to talk to us, we'll be putting out a lot of communication out to enable us to enable you reach us as our customer in the event of a problem. And obviously we then keep your broker and agent looped into the whole discussion. So our idea is then in the short term to make the whole communication between ourselves as Sanlam Allianz and the clients as seamless, as painless as possible.
Is there a list of accredited brokers that then is verifiable to the customer? Because again, it's a crazy world we live in right now. I did see a story yesterday on X, which was very interesting. This lady said she had been arrested on the road, and she was arrested because her insurance had expired. So when the cops checked, turns out she paid money. She thought she had actually paid for it. This was a headache gone, only to be told that the guy just reprinted the same insurance from the year before and put on a new date. And you see, now she falls victim to this, and it's something that she has to solve. So is there an accredited list of brokers and partners you're working with?
Yes, and that's a big challenge you're having now around this reprinting of insurance certificates. So the Association of Kenya Insurers is actually working on an app. I think it's live now, that enables you to verify your insurance from day one. So again, taking interest in what you're buying, getting your policy documents from the insurance company, just confirming, and if need be, ask the insurer to write directly to you and confirm that actually it's legit insurance. Brokers and agents in Kenya are licensed by the insurance regulator, so they've got the list of who's got the regulation. But at the end of the day, as the client, some homework is useful. Due
diligence, yes.
Yes, to know who it is. Beyond licensing is then competence, is then that integrity. So some due diligence is always helpful. But the insurers are known, they're out there. You can always reach out to them and just verify, what you need to verify.
You really cannot plead ignorance in such situations.
It's
You
difficult
can't.
too.
Yeah.
It's difficult too.
You really can't.
Yeah.
Well, stick around. We are having a conversation with Sanlam Allianz. Very interesting conversation that really, every time you think it does not involve you, guess what? You are a participant and you're a partaker of insurance. So you might as well walk in to, whatever kind of partnership with an insurer, just being well informed. And I hope your choice is going to be Sanlam Allianz. Well, sports news coming right up. And then when we come back, Mr. George here will tell us what the big picture is going into next year. What big things should we be expecting from Sanlam Allianz, including innovations? We are living in the age of innovation and technology. So what are some of the things that Sanlam Allianz is putting out there that we should be excited about? Well, like I said, this is 984 in the morning. Fellaris and Chiko.
Capital Sports Update, where sports is taken seriously.
Good morning. National Under-17 football team assistant coach Peter Okidi says they are ready to take on Ethiopia in this afternoon's do-or-die battle for a ticket to next year's Africa Cup of Nations. Okidi says they have prepared well to match the hosts in every department.
It will be of more tactics and players that will command the game and the style of play of Ethiopia. So it's a game that we need more planning, and we consulted as the technical bench and players, and it's the last game of the tournament, and it still has a ticket on it.
The winner of the third place playoff will earn the remaining ticket to the continental competition. Elsewhere, Nairobi United Technical Director Salim Ali has lamented the absence of key players in Sunday's 1-0 loss to AS Maniema in the Confederations Cup. Ali says they could have done with the speedy runs of winger Ovela Ochieng as well as the midfielder composure of Brian Mzee.
For the other players that we had, we didn't say that they're not matching the others, but of course we really missed Ovela with his speed at the wing. We did miss Mzee. Because of his simplicity and of course ignite in the midfield to try and get the opportunities. But at the end of the day, it's football. Each and every player, we've registered 29 players and they have to play.
Nai boys will be back in continental action on the 25th of next month when they host Tanzania's Azam FC here in the capital. On the international scene, talks between Crystal Palace and Jean-Philippe Mateta have stalled, with the Frenchman exploring his options. Mateta's current contract is set to expire in the summer of 2027, but he wants to put off any talks over an extension until after next year's World Cup. The 28-year-old has scored twice in 3 appearances for the French national team since making his debut in October this year. Meanwhile, unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk has expressed a desire to fight American Deontay Wilder in his next bout. The Ukrainian confessed his admiration for the 40-year-old, describing him as a strong and famous fighter who would be his first option when he steps back into the ring next year. Wilder's reputation has suffered a beating after losing back-to-back bouts against Joseph Parker in 2023 and Zhilei Zhang last year. And that's a Capital FM Sports Update. For more on these and other stories, dial star 411 star 24 hash. I'm Yunia Amunga.
Capital Sports Update. Up to the minute sports, where sports is taken seriously. Capital Traffic and Travel.
Well, the only traffic we ought to be speaking about is the one heading to our WhatsApp line 07019849884 or at 984 in the morning using the hashtag DriveIn at the end. City roads, well, still busy. If you're stuck somewhere, well, this is your chance to let us know. The update that we got earlier is that the expressway from Airtel heading on up, there was bumper-to-bumper traffic. There was a pile-up. I hope that is being cleared. Well, looking at just if you're cruising down Waiyaki Way traffic as you're heading down past Safaricom House down towards the Westlands roundabout to Red Hill Link Road from Kuna Road, that is looking quite busy. James Gishuru both inbound and outbound looking quite busy. Well, the inroads just further down James Gishuru experiencing traffic. Gitanga Road looking clear this time of day. Kingara Road, that's leading from the junction. If you're trying to get into Kilimani, well, that could be an option for you because there's not so much traffic. But if you choose to stick on Ngong Road, well, that is just an absolute mess going down all the way until where you turn off towards Yaya Center, and then further down from the City Mortuary roundabout, heading down towards Haile Selassie. Awins Kodek also looking quite busy with that connecting road as you're heading down towards Valley Road. Well, and finally, if you're on Langata Road, traffic all the way from Carnivore coming down all the way to that roundabout at Timor. Well, further down towards Bunyala Road, there's traffic there, but maybe you have better chance and luck if you take on the route through Nyayo Stadium roundabout that is not looking as busy and hectic. Mombasa Road, that is a story for another day because traffic snakes back all the way to Panari. Probably try using the expressway. Hopefully that the pile-up has been cleared. Let us know if you're stuck on any of these roads. 0701 984 984.
Capital Traffic and Travel. Coffee's on, and so is the music. You've found your morning show. Capital in the Morning with Chiko and Fellaris.
Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment. Tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment. Tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Now, can I kick it? Thank you, yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me, go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on shark week. Raw, time to go off, gone, deuces goodbye. I got a world to see, and my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer, nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now, sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands, this is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching.
Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
So we put
Macklemore and Ryan Lewis can't hold us, well, bringing us closer and closer to the end of this conversation. Mr. George and I having a very, very solid conversation as far as matters protecting yourself, your future is concerned, and I want to get his thoughts on a number of things. But I'm also seeing your messages and your feedback coming in through our WhatsApp line 0701984984. Hosea, we've received your shout out saying shout out to George Kuria, CEO Sanlam Allianz General Insurance. Hosea, you told me it is Hozaro Assessors.
That's the name.
That's the name. T.A. Hozaro's Assessors. Well, thank you for the greetings. Well, I do have a message here. I hope I can get this person's name. His name is Chris, asking, morning Fellaris, morning to you, Chris. Please ask George if using a bank as your broker is a better option when it comes to seeking brokers.
Look, all these are intermediaries who are licensed by the regulator, and obviously there's a competence level that then each of them builds. Some banks are really, really good at broking as our brokers, and some, will do maybe a less job, better job. The critical thing, is to understand what you're buying, and the insurance company will always issue a policy document, terms and condition. Understand that clearly, regardless of the route that you're taking. Once you get that, then you cut out a lot of the risks then that arise, and the fights and the arguments that arise when you've got a claim.
Yeah. And as we were coming into this last part of this conversation, one of the things that we're looking at is how do we protect ourselves for the future? We've spoken about what we need right now, which is, say, protecting our businesses, protecting our assets. But we also have to protect ourselves. We have health insurance. We have life insurance. We have issues now coming up, where people are aging and then there's a dependence on either their kids to take care of them. What is currently missing? Because there's a huge gap there. What is it that we are not doing right?
There are many things. I guess I'm a bit older now, so when you're younger, probably you didn't think you'd get old one time, and again, and I think it's a Kenyan problem. I could be wrong. We tend to think things happen to other people, not to us. So if you think about medical insurance, we can spend the whole year arguing about SHA and the rest.
Yes.
But the reality, the day you get sick, you'll be on your own. I almost think it's irresponsible to be walking around with something like medical insurance or not knowing what you're going to do in the event that you get sick, because it's a reality. There are always arguments about life insurance and its value or lack thereof. The reality is it's one of the components in your sort of investment, risk management, diversification. You paid a little money, it may compound slower than other things could, but it anyway forces you to save that money. And look, even with time value of money, $1 million bob 20 years down the road is still going to be $1 million bob for many of us. But the 5,000 bob that you down very quickly every Friday afternoon or evening could add up over 10, 15 years. And it's that thought process that we need to have, compounding time. It pays to put aside money so that then as you get closer to retirement, you're ready for it beyond, other things.
It's the most responsible thing you could do, just making sure that you don't end up becoming a burden to other people. We had one of the players within the asset management space that were talking about discipline and daily habits. Someone who's managed to grow a very attractive portfolio with just saving 100 shillings every day. Yes. So how then can you just take on the challenge and daily practice in just making sure that you're ready for the future? Now, speaking of the future, well, the future is here. A marriage that has just happened, Sanlam Allianz, and there's so many good things that come out of marriages, including children, and very, very beautiful things that we're looking forward to going into next year. So maybe speak to the disruption. This is, of course, it's very disruptive. The disruption within this market and across the region, the innovations that we ought to be looking forward to, and also what is the big promise that we're making to our customers in terms of the experience.
Yeah, thank you. So at the end of the day, for us at Sanlam Allianz is to enable people live with confidence. Risk does happen, and it's going to happen all the time.
Yeah.
Less about products, more about solutions. So we'll spend a lot of time looking at, say, our IT systems, how we enable people to reach us with ease, self-service without having to do the whole people interaction. It takes a bit of time. making it easier to reach us when you've got issues, enabling our teams to have the competence and the culture just to be very, very responsive. Insurance products tend to be very similar, packaged in different ways, and yes, we can undo some of them. We can make it cheaper by breaking down some of the components of it, and that we shall do. But critically is then to ensure that the experience that the customer has with us when they are buying and when they've got claims is up. That's going to be the key focus. That's where we feel the disruption is going to be. But doing this thing, just doing it very, very well, that's going to be our key focus. Being out there a lot more, coming to talk to you, so that people have confidence to talk to us, give us the feedback that we need. And then hopefully then we create an insurance market that's strong. Sanlam Allianz brings in a lot of capital into this market, which is important even for us as a country, but also means that we can then respond to even bigger and bigger claims because we've got the balance sheet to deal with us across the markets that we operate, bringing learnings from many, many, many other markets, not just in Africa but around the world. And so we also spend time looking at other markets and seeing what is it that we can bring to this market, or what ideas can we use to build when we bring insurance into these markets. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening, but at the end of the day, that you are confident about what working with us, what we give you makes sense for you, and when you've got an issue, it makes sense for you. That's going to be really the big push for us.
Well, all about making sure that your experience and whatever innovations come in allow you to live confidently, which is the tagline that, live with confidence is the tagline that Sanlam and Allianz, Sanlam Allianz Insurance have for you. Now, I want us to, wrap this up by, just getting what your final words are to people that are listening right now. The holidays are here. And what is the one message that, you're putting out to your customers, potential, soon-to-be customers, Kenyans at large, as far as the festivities go? I'm happy that you touched on, just safety being a priority. This holiday season, we are seeing the National Police Service and NTSA coming together to sensitize the public on how to be safe on the roads and enforcing some rules. But what is the one message that Sanlam Allianz is putting out there?
I think the first thing is, take a break and, catch your breath. It's a long year. It's tough. Give your mind a rest. I mean, it's been a difficult year. I don't know if it'll be easier going forward. But do it responsibly. I mean, December is just 1 month. January is going to be around the corner. And you've got to pay your insurance premium. So kindly don't finish all the cash. But look, Sanlam Allianz, we are excited about where we're going. We are confident that we're going to do a good job. So please talk to your insurance broker, talk to your agents, talk to us. We want to be of service to you. We want to show you what we can do. And you are very excited about this new step in our business, this evolution. And everybody should feel confident coming to work with us. Apart from that, enjoy the holidays and see you in the new year.
Well, if you've not taken up your insurance, this is a PSA going out to you. Do not overindulge over the holidays and forget that January is coming. You have 2026 to plan for. You have kids, you have dependents that you need to plan for, and you might as well be checking out Sanlam Allianz General Insurance just to see which of the products you ought to be taking up. I'm just here browsing through the website. I am seeing things, general insurance, life insurance. There's so many things, including asset management. So reach out to them, speak to them, and just see what it is that suits you in terms of future-proofing yourself, but also taking that responsibility upon yourself. Well, that is all the time that we had here with George Kuria, who is the CEO of Sanlam Insurance General Insurance, and big congratulations. Allianz. Are you seeing how it's, what, I need you to say that out loud so that, for the sake of...
You could just say SARS GI.
SARS GI.
Yeah.
That is so much easier.
So actually, that's, maybe we'll have a conversation next time and we'll make that. Then it's easier because it's a mouthful, like I say.
It's a mouthful. And you don't want to miss out on anything. So you just SARS GI. I like that. That
works.
That works perfectly. Love it. I have learned something new today morning. Well, some Coldplay coming your way heading into the next hour. Don't forget. that is when you take control of the music. Every Tuesday, we are all about the 2000s. Yes, send in your favorite tunes to 0701 984 984. And if you have any questions, please continue sending them through. We'll be here to just make sure that you receive all the answers from the experts.